I thought I was going to sell out in one day. I spent months preparing my products, preparing for the market. I invested thousands and I believed in it. And then almost no one showed up. Hi, I'm Emin, and this year I started my small business called Baatin, where I design and make products to bring you comfort. Think cute crew necks, back charms, tote bags, and all just handmade cozy pieces. This video has been sitting in my head for a while. As we approach 2026, I have been thinking that it has been 1 year since I started my small business. And I just wanted to come here and share some of the things that I have learned in this 1 year of being a small business owner. Not something that's polished, not motivational in a fake way, just real. In December of 2024, I lost my corporate job. I had only been in Canada for about 1.5 years. It was a contractual job, but there was so much prospect of it being my contract being renewed. But things happen and it was very unexpected. And I'm proud to say that I was really good at my job. And then it all just ended. So losing that job and not having a plan B motivated me to start my small business, something that I've wanted to do for so long. And I thought, this is it. This is my sign. Before we dive into some of the things I have learned this year, I want you to know that Batin did not start with stability. It started with uncertainty and a lot of confusion. Lesson number one, your mind is part of your business. One thing that I don't hear people talk about enough is headspace. Starting a business is not just skills or ideas, it's a whole emotional journey. I remember when I started Button, I was so excited and I was buzzing with ideas. Every single day, a new idea for a post, a new idea for a product, a new idea of how to make my booth look good at a market. But I was also scared because obviously, when you're starting something new, there's uncertainty and you're not sure if people are going to like your product or if they're going to be able to relate to it or if they're going to think you're lame. And then there were markets. I'm an introvert person, so going out there and actually talking to customers face to face to sell them my product was just so overwhelming. So it's very important to understand that when you're starting your business, you are going to be hit by different emotions. For me, it was a whole journey of mixed emotions. There was disappointment, there was happiness, there was joy in making products that I liked, there was uneasiness and excitement and fear and lots of different emotions. So it's very important that when you're starting your business, you are in a good headspace. The point is that if you're not already in a good headspace, your business is going to magnify that. Emotions play a big role, and you need to work on your ability to handle emotions. Lesson number two, planning doesn't remove uncertainty. Of course, when we have a plan or when we want to start our business, we have some expectations. And if we are not able to meet those expectations for any reason, whether these are internal or external reasons, it's very normal that you might feel disappointed or demotivated. Now, I remember that when I started earlier this year in January, there was a market 2 or 3 months later. It was a big market, and I invested in that market. It was a 3 day long market, and 30,000 people were expected to attend it. And I spent $1,000 on the vendor fee. Mind you, $1,000 is only the vendor fee, does not include the product cost, the fixture cost. Of course, when you have a booth, you're going to buy racks and shelves. So it was a big expense. Unfortunately, that weekend, there was a huge snowstorm. I thought I was going to sell out in one day. I spent months preparing my products, preparing for the market. I invested thousands and I believed in it. And then almost no one showed up. It really affected my motivation. And after that, I was so emotionally drained that I spent a whole month not doing anything for my business. I wasn't just unprepared financially, I was also unprepared emotionally for things going wrong. Since then, I have had a lot of time to evaluate that situation, and it has taught me that not every mistake is a setback. Some are just external shocks, and you learn from them. You understand how to handle your emotions and your expectations. Lesson number three, reduce friction. One thing that has really helped me in completing my tasks is batching. I find it extremely difficult to spend my day doing different tasks. I just don't like a lot of roaming around and doing one thing and then going to the other thing. It has really helped me when I group my tasks together. For example, one day I'm going to plan all my content, everything that I want to post in the next 2 weeks. The next day, I'm going to film all that content. And the day after, I spend the entire day editing this content. Now, this has made my life very simple. Now, if you don't like spreading your tasks across different days, you can still batch tasks every single day. For instance, your mornings can be for your admin work, your noon can be for making your products or filming content, and your night can be for editing your content or packaging your products. So that really depends on you. For me, it didn't make me work harder, it made me much lighter. Productivity isn't doing more, it's about reducing friction and finding a balance between your tasks that help you become more efficient. Lesson number four, fast growth is expensive. There's a lot of pressure online to scale fast. Some people love to throw the phrase around, go big or go home. I've learned the hard way that this hurts small businesses. I started Baatin with a big investment, and given that I had just lost my job, it's very irrational that I invested most of my savings into my business. And then I did the 3 day market that was $1,000. So now that I think about it, it wasn't sensible for me as a small business owner with minimum capital that I do a big market, because I have had time to evaluate. I could have done smaller markets and I could have targeted different audiences. So the amount of products I made and the time I spent making them and promoting them and the time and energy I spent on all of this, the entire market was insane. It's important to realize that sustainable growth looks boring from the outside. It's okay to start small. It's even sensible because when you start small, you have the chance to test your products and test them in different markets and adjust your strategy before you can go all in. Lesson number five, skills are the real advantage. The market is competitive. That's reality. Instead of focusing on others, I learned to focus on myself. Before I started my small business, I spent months researching on the product I wanted to make, on researching on the material I was using, on suppliers, the equipment I needed. I watched other people's YouTube videos, I read a lot of reviews, and I made sure that I was providing the quality that I wanted to provide and the quality that people were expecting in return. This October, I decided to go back to school. I'm studying fashion design because I don't have the technical and industrial knowledge that I need to expand my business in the direction that I want to expand it in. And that's what you need to do. You need to keep investing in yourself. You need to learn new skills that you need for your business. This can be anything that you need for your business. It can be confidence, it can be the ability to talk to people if that's something that you feel needs improvement. The world is changing very rapidly and you need to keep up. You need to keep building your skills, whether these are soft skills or hard skills. Remember, learning never stops. The goal isn't to be the fastest. It's to still be here, doing work you're proud of with value to offer. If in 2026 you're starting something or even thinking about it, I hope this made you feel less alone. This channel is going to be about honesty, learning, and building slowly but successfully. If that's something that you relate to, you're welcome here.